Hi and good evening. This is Abha Anandita and I welcome you to this special segment of Odisha Links that is called Sunday Gyan. Every Sunday we meet in the evening to talk about burning topics and special issues, but in simpler and layman terms. Today we will talk about the elections that are happening and are going to happen in 4 major states and 1 union territory. India is reckoned to be one of the largest democracies of the world with almost 911 million people to vote, according to the data that was collected in the 2019 elections. Elections are hailed as a very important event in a democracy, as this is the only time that politicians are made aware that the citizens and the voters are the most powerful. India has 29 states and 7 union territories, and all of them go to elections during different times. However, 2021 is a very important year since almost 4 states and 1 union territory go to elections. They are Assam, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Puducherry. 18.68 crore electors will be casting their votes at 2.7 lakh polling stations in Tamil Nadu, Assam, West Bengal, Kerala and Puducherry. The first phase of elections have already begun from the 27th of March in Assam and West Bengal. There will be polling for almost 126 constituencies in Assam and 294 constituencies in West Bengal. The date for polling for Kerala and Tamil Nadu is on the 6th of April. While Kerala will be voting for 140 seats, at the same time Tamil Nadu will be voting for 234 seats. There will be 8 phases of voting in West Bengal, the last of which will be on the 29th of April, while at the same time Assam will vote in 3 phases. The last phase will be on the 6th of April. Now let's talk in more details. Who is the Chief Minister of Assam and who is the ruling party? As we all know, Sarbananda Sonowal is the Chief Minister and the ruling party is BJP. While the Assam unit of the BJP has almost snapped its alliance with the BPF, that is the Bodoland People's Front, the opposition Congress has joined hands with 2 left parties. It is aiming for a united fight against the ruling BJP in Assam. In the 2016 polls, the Bharatiya Janata Party came to power first time in Assam, while ending the Congress's 15-year uninterrupted rule. While in West Bengal, the current Chief Minister is Mamata Banerjee from Trinamool Congress. In the previous elections, Mamata Banerjee's Trinamool Congress retained its power in the state, while BJP just managed to score 3 out of the 294 seats. For the BJP, the challenge is to live up to the parliamentary polls this time. This will be the first electoral contest after the Lok Sabha polls, which saw Bharatiya Janata Party emerging as the main opposition, in which it managed to get 18 seats, only 4 less than the Trinamool Congress. While in Kerala, the ruling party is the Communist Party of India, with the Chief Minister being Pinarayi Vijayan. The battle will be a fierce one and an interesting affair to behold, since Congress will try to take its turn after 5 years and BJP is very desperately trying to make its way into the southern territory. In the previous elections of 2016, the LDF had won the election, bagging around 2/3 of the total seats to the assembly, while defeating the UDF led by the Indian National Congress, which could only manage 47 seats in the elections. The ruling AIDMK will continue its alliance with the BJP in the upcoming assembly elections in Tamil Nadu. This will be the first full state legislative elections without Jayalalitha and M. Karunanidhi. Introduction of Rajinikanth into politics might turn tables and make the political scenario an interesting one in Tamil Nadu. In the Union Territory of Puducherry, the Chief Minister is Narayanaswamy, with the ruling party being the Indian National Congress. The elections for 30 seats in the Union Territory will be an interesting affair. But there are several other conditions, like the Union Territories Act 1963 limit the number of elected assembly seats to 30. And it also allows a provision to the central government to appoint maximum of 3 appointed MLAs. There is also reservation for SC and ST candidates as per the constitution. In the 2016 elections, Congress emerged as the single largest party by winning 15 seats, and 2 seats were won by the DMK, and the Congress formed an alliance with it and then formed the government. But this election, the stalwarts of DMK and AIDMK are no more, and BJP again is trying to make its way into the southern territory. It will be a rather curious affair to see if the Congress retains its power or the Saffron Brigade make its way into the UT. Now what we can do is desperately wait for the 2nd of May, because that is the day the results will be announced for the elections. Because all eyes are now on the world's largest democracy, as this is the most interesting time. We'll meet next Sunday with a similar and very interesting topic and discuss more about it.